Well, Todd, everybody, hanging out with you at Pearl River Resort at the Timeout Sports Lounge, and we're talking about Alabama and the regional at Hattiesburg, Mississippi. We got one of our buddies on, Matt Perkins. He's going to tell us all about Southern Miss, what to expect as Alabama tries to get to the Super Regional and the College World Series for the first time since, 2000. It's been a long time for Alabama. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, roll Tide. Hey, look who's here. It's Jake Coker. Let's go. All right. Yeah, there it is. Welcome to the show, Mick Gillespie, Jake Coker. What's up, dude?
What's going on? I'm glad to be here.
In the same shot as me, and then Matt Perkins. What's up, Matt?
Over here by myself.
Hey, we're having a great time over here. We talk about Pearl River all the time. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. We're going to be at Dancing Rabbit Golf Course today. We'll talk a little bit about that, but it's the Augusta You Can Play. It really is a fantastic course. 2 awesome courses, the Azaleas and the Oaks. And it's that kind of weather where you're thinking golf, but it's also that kind of weather where we're talking about Alabama baseball in a regional in Hattiesburg, right? So Bama, one of the top 2 seeds. And Southern Miss was, one of the last teams to get a regional.
Yep.
And so, so they're matching up. But, Matt, you were our partner here at Pearl River, but you're also a guy that knows a ton about Southern Miss baseball. So there's a lot of buzz right now down in Hattiesburg for this game.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think maybe 10, 15 minutes after tickets went on sale. And, of course, Southern Miss at Pete Taylor Park, it's a little bit compressed. So I believe Alabama holds like 8,500 or something. You can only fit 65 into Pete Taylor Park. But the thing about it is that Southern Miss is number 9 in the nation in attendance. So they're averaging like 5,500, which it doesn't sound like a lot when you're looking at Alabama or Arkansas or some of these getting 12,000 a game. But I mean, 5,500 for Hattiesburg's a lot of people. So I believe the ticket allotment for Alabama, Columbia, and Miami are like 200 tickets apiece. That's all they got. So so tickets are gone, and I've seen them sold between $1,000 and $3,000 for a set for the series. So
that's crazy.
I mean,
like the Super Bowl in Hattiesburg.
Well, listen.
That's right.
The Cubs World Series in 2016, the first World Series since 1945. I was there. Tickets were like $1,500. I mean, think about that.
Oh, yeah.
In perspective, but Southern Miss has like a huge baseball following, though.
Well, I mean, the thing about the South, and I mean, Jake knows this, and you do too, being down here this long. Hattiesburg, there's not a lot to do in Hattiesburg.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and then, since the early 90s, Southern Miss has gone backward in football. So, no basketball to speak of. So people really look forward to baseball. That's their thing to do in high school football on Friday night. So that's what we do. We eat a lot and wait for baseball season to roll around.
That's right.
For Alabama, there's a lot of people that feel like they have a great chance to get out of this Super Regional, and then the winner of this one would take on the winner of the Vanderbilt Regional, the SEC champ. So it's not an easy road to get to the College World Series. Rob Vaughn, it might be a sought-after head coach at the end of the season. Some other schools might be after him because he has done a good job in 2 years in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely on the right track. I mean, they're fantastic. And, for being such a heavy football school, I mean, I had the pleasure of going, and we were there for the Alabama-Southern Miss game. That game took a little bit of a wrong turn for me in the sixth inning when it was 6-2, and we hit a couple people, and then somebody came out and hit a grand slam, and then I lost it in the middle of the place. But, yeah, but I mean, look, they're definitely moving in the right direction. I don't know a lot about the team. I know you and I have discussed LeBron.
Yeah,
and how successful he's been, and kind of watching where he'll be drafted. I mean, it's exciting, and I mean, much like basketball, I mean, Alabama's rolling in a good direction for sure.
Yeah, you're talking about Justin LeBron, 315 batter this year, but 18 home runs and 72 runs batted in. I mean, that's crazy to think in a 50 game. He's played 60 games. No, 57 games. 57 games to have 72 runs batted in.
And I'll tell you what's so bizarre. His twin that so Southern Miss shortstop Ozzie Pratt, he transferred from BYU. good player, good family player. But on the other side, there's a guy named Nick Bonester who won Sun Belt Player of the Year. And he, I think, is batting right now 338 and has 19 home runs. So those two are my goodness. So LeBron and Monastir are two people to watch.
Be fun to see. Kate Snell for Alabama, one of their leading hitters, 366, 13 doubles, 10 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Bama's been able to score. They got off to an amazing start, right? They won all those games at the beginning of the year. And then kind of cooled off when the SEC, well, really anybody would in the SEC, but it's been the opposite for Southern Miss, right? Like all of a sudden now they're red hot.
Yeah, so the SEC tournament, that was kind of weird. So you saw Texas A&M get hot, who arguably has the best team on paper in the nation, and everything kind of got backwards. Ole Miss made a great run, and the teams you would have expected to move on farther, like Auburn and Georgia, kind of petered out at the beginning. But I mean, with the SEC, the longer you're in that tournament, the worse it is on you.
Yeah,
like
I agree with
if
that.
you're gonna,
exactly right.
Would Alabama, had they won a game, would Southern Miss be going to Alabama? Absolutely. So I'm not gonna, we can't. It is what it is. But conversely, Southern Miss had I think an 18-game winning streak. Now, obviously, Sunbelt feels like it's a little bit down this year. Generally, you have Louisiana Lafayette, Old Dominion playing some pretty good ball. That wasn't the case this year. I don't think. I think it's hard to tell. I mean, Coastal's always good, and Southern Miss traditionally has been good. So I'm not quite. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Midweek games, you can't tell anything. So about this regional, I have no idea. Miami's got talent.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know anything about them. I mean. I don't know a lot about Columbia either, but I have seen Alabama play, and certainly there's somebody that may just get out of that region. I mean, but I mean, the thing about it is, and this is what I was telling my wife the other day, like, I don't even want Southern Miss to go to Nashville because I have to go and I have to listen to this guy whistle. Have you ever? I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't drink enough beer. My wife went to College World Series. My kids go to State. So when State went to College World Series, they said, well, we're just going to one game. Well, that one game ended up being 10 days. They went to the zoo every day or something. But I mean, this freaking guy whistles all the time.
I'm shocked they allow that because I have seen some confrontations with that guy.
Really?
People just get fed up with it, and I understand it.
So I'm rooting for Alabama. I got no problem saying it.
Oh, come on now. Because what if Vanderbilt doesn't win? I mean, then
Southern Miss would host again in our little bitty park.
Yeah, and
then it would be on.
The Southern Miss has been to the College World Series a few seasons ago. Yeah. They took on Ole Miss in a regional, hosted, and that was the year that Ole Miss won the World Series. It kind of surprised everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Ole Miss got hot at the right time, and I mean they kind of look like they're ramping that back up with Coach Bianca. I mean, I don't know. They get it done late. And Ole Miss is another a state, out of all the teams in the state, they've got everything moving in the right direction too. So,
really?
Yeah.
So what's the atmosphere going to be like?
A football atmosphere.
Really?
So again, that's what moves into to Southern Miss. I mean, you get cringeworthy stuff like a guy yelling, "Throw it in the dirt!" Like by somebody's pitch. I mean, so it's not like it's not a baseball crowd that like has you would think it's been there before. You know what I mean? But they have been there before every year. But like people are gonna have a good time. They're gonna go get really full, hang out in the parking lot and stuff, and they're gonna come into this game and whatever they say over the loudspeaker, like any unlawful conduct or what, that shit's going right out the window. I mean, you're going to have a disaster out there. So, I mean, when Southern Miss, when we hosted LSU a couple years ago and won, disaster. I mean, people in the stands carting people out from fighting. It's just a mess. At the beginning of the game, it's great. You got everybody from LSU. They got the bar set up at 8 a.m. with $1 million worth of liquor, cooking crawfish. I mean, just the greatest time ever. And then it just turns violent. So, Alabama fans just don't seem to care that much. So I think we're in good shape.
We're gonna hear something on just some comment on TV. We're like, Matt, who was that? that was me.
That's right. That's why he shaved. So when he goes his beard back, nobody will recognize him.
I'll be looking like Bin Laden next week. I get this thing going back, man. I'm not. Yeah, you're right. I'm incognito.
A couple of guys to keep an eye on the pitching staff for Alabama. Riley Quick and Zane Adams. They've been Bama's most reliable starters. Quick, 8-2 record. 3.54 ERA and 13 starts. Adams 7-4 and made 14 starts. 5.54 ERA for him. But I mean, like this for college. I mean, you're talking about winning pitchers, and you said you and I were talking before about Southern Miss, kind of the way that you would see them lining things up, because Friday Bama plays Miami,
right,
and then Southern Miss plays Columbia from the Ivy League.
I don't know what to think about Columbia. I mean, obviously, I haven't watched it much, but it was funny. Their pitcher was going through who they think will start the first game. He's got like a 5.5 ERA, but he was talking about all this mechanics of pitching and math and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, but I looked at his ERA. I'm like, well, it must not work all the time. So, I mean, if I were Southern Miss, they've got a good guy, Matt Adams, who rehabbed last year, and he's back this year. He's generally a Saturday starter, and I would never do this, but I would definitely have him pitch the first game. I mean, he's running about 3.5 ERA, very good pitcher, but Southern has a guy named J.B. Middleton, is pretty much unhittable. He just went over the 2 ERA mark, so he's at 2.01 as ERA is, but I mean, he's been phenomenal. He projections until I looked yesterday, I had him going the Braves like number 22 in the first round this year.
Yeah.
But he's moved down. He's on the other people to watch. But I mean, he's definitely going to be one of those guys that makes it. And I mean, it's incredible. This is a guy that's going to pitch 100 pitches. He's not going to lose his mind. He doesn't even bring in his changeup until the third inning. It's very methodical. It's strange. He reminds me a lot of Maddox. I mean, he's a heady, smart pitcher, going to be around the strike zone, get those calls, but nothing's going to be shooting down the middle at you. And if they can find their way into saving him, and you can't lose game one. If you lose game one, so I mean, I'm glad I ain't got a coach. I just have to drink beer. So I mean, I'm telling you what I would do unless it don't work.
Well,
but
Columbia's going to get one hell of an introduction to the South. All these guys have never been down here before, been to Ivy League games, and then all of a sudden they're like, "What the hell what is this?"
Listen, brother, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna treat them. We're gonna treat them just like family. I promise you, dude. I'm gonna treat them like I would expect them to treat me. So that's not good.
Yeah, that could be a bad thing.
Absolutely.
What makes this regional interesting to me too is that you got a smaller school that gets to host, and they got Miami and Alabama, 2 teams that have been. Miami's been one of the best powerhouses in baseball. When I was in school, Alabama made it to the World Series a bunch of times.
Yep.
But it's been a long time for Alabama. But there's still, a really good program, very proud program. So for Southern Miss, I'm guessing, to me, this is as good as it gets to be able to have not 1 but 2 baseball. I want to say blue bloods, but one of the two Power 5 schools there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Generally what happens with Southern Miss is we end up at a Ole Miss or State Regional. That's just kind of the common thing. But 3 out of the last 4 years we have hosted, and this is different than what we normally get here. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see these guys coming in. And it is nice to, I don't know, it would be nice to have had State or somebody come because you're kind of hanging out with your buddies. But for some reason, the ticket demand for this particular tournament, and maybe it's because of Alabama and Miami and seeing somebody different that you're not used to seeing, because they try to keep it more regional. It's just been overwhelming. I mean, hotel rooms in Hattiesburg are selling for $250 a pop per night. I mean, it's like a 4-night minimum. I mean, it's a big deal. So so I mean, seeing Miami, I've seen them play football. Miami twice. Went to a game once in Miami. It's a little bit strange because they play 40 miles away from their campus. Where the Dolphins play. So a little bit weird layout. Don't get a lot of people there, but I mean, it's Miami. I remember from the 80s.
Yeah.
Make rap songs about the U in the 80s.
yeah, the U, right?
The U.
Yeah, I remember those days. Well, thanks for having us to Pearl River Resort again. We love it. We talk about it all the time, but being over here, hanging out at Dancing Rabbit, had dinner last night at Philip M. Steakhouse. The chowder was perfect. Just
saffron chowder. Yep.
Yeah.
How was the service? You great as usual?
It was awesome. I mean, really, we had a fantastic time. I mean, it really couldn't have been any better. A lot of laughs. You get those big tables, like those big steak dinner tables, and the conversations kind of go all over
everywhere.
the place. And we didn't have any of Steve Azar's Bloody Mary mix, but it was cool listening to him talk about Jake got the golf tournament invite last night, which is nice.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So the Delta Soul golf tournament, so we're excited, man. But it was cool, and that golf course is really fantastic.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, ton of renovations. It's a source of pride for the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians. 2 golf courses is a lot to have in this area. And we've just done bunker renovation. I mean, I came over there from over there this morning where Bo Bounds is doing a show. They were pressure washing. Man, I wish they did that in the casinos. I'm just kidding, man. But I mean, that golf course, if you want to be around the nicest golf course, I mean, that place is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you don't need a membership too. That's like there's a course where I live in Fairhope, and it's such a nice course, but you have to have a membership. You got to be a member of the Grand Hotel, and all that. It's a great course. And when I go over here, I've got that same vibe, like where you're talking about just the greens are perfect, the tree layout's great, like the course itself looks great. Like you feel like you're a professional like Coker out there.
Yeah, they take good care of it. I mean, and you've got a fantastic. I think there's 8 rooms in the golf course. I mean, amazing clubhouse. I mean, it's a great place. I mean, just really nice. We also have a water park and almost 2,200 slots that are as good as any you'll find, even in Vegas. I mean, the newest slot product here. It's a fantastic place. 1,100 hotel rooms. We'd love to come have you. Love to have you come here.
Yeah,
if you're not in Hattiesburg.
Yeah, and it might be a good place to swing in on the way or back if you're coming from Tuscaloosa.
That's a great idea.
Golf Friday, game Saturday.
I love it.
We talked about that last night.
And if you and people may not know this because we don't talk about it a lot, but we have a sister property. So from Hattiesburg, it's about an hour and a half to the Gulf Coast to Biloxi. But we have a casino that's about 30 miles away that has table games and slot machines called Bocoma that's in Laurel. So if people get bored after that 2 p.m. game with Alabama and Miami and don't want to see some real action of Columbia and Southern Miss, they can just swing on over. I'll give them directions. I'll be there. I'll be the guy with 2 chins.
Once you grow the beard back, nobody will recognize you.
I didn't know I had that under there.
Yeah.
My wife's like, I don't want to see you.
Come on. We love the Timeout Sports Lounge, too. Being in here.
Phenomenal.
Like kind of thinking about the Bama basketball last year, coming in and thinking maybe we could get to the Final Four. You could bet on that. Bet on the NBA. You got NASCAR, which is fun. I'm a big horse race guy now. I'm learning I'm trying to become a man of the track, because you get to dress up nice, you get to wear the hats.
Yeah, man, that's when you know you have a problem.
You just lost 5
mint
listeners.
juleps. You don't know about mint juleps. They got the Belmont Steaks coming, but what's fun is when you can come in here and you don't have to go all the way out to Vegas. I was just in Vegas a couple months ago, and I like this. I'm being honest. I like this better because there's a seat for me in here. It's not so busy that I can't get, to a kiosk or to the window and make a bet. Like some of it becomes out there just so much, you know. I come in here and it's like I feel comfortable. There's room for me. The service is great. It's easy to get to these kiosks, and over the course of the last couple of years, you've added kiosks. You've even got the individual kiosks over there, which for a guy like Coker doesn't want to be around a lot of people. He can lock in there, make his bets, watch whatever game he wants, and no one can bother him.
I'm with Coker. That's right. I like that too. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
You make me want to come over here and gamble.
Hey, come on and hang out with us. Come on and hang out with us. Well, Jake, you've been really quiet on this show. You got anything to add?
I mean, I start following baseball about regional time, so I'm just listening to Matt, getting ready to make my way to the kiosk after hearing some of that information.
So let's just, before we get off here, let's make our predictions. Be honest here.
I will. If Southern Miss does not move their 3rd and 4th hitter, so I've definitely seen Jake Cook, who bats .353, and then Nick Monastery come up, and us strand runners. We've got a couple guys who are very powerful. if they don't split those guys up and we're not able to score early, which we're always in position to score early, I mean, I think we run into trouble. If those get split up, I think we walk through this tournament pretty easily. But, I mean, it wouldn't shock me at all if Alabama won. I don't know. There's some, but I don't know anything about Miami. Hell, I hope Columbia doesn't. That would be bad. But, I mean, I say Southern Miss comes out of here in, to be honest with you, in 3 games. I think they can get through in 3.
Wow.
I do.
So he's calling Southern Miss with a sweep of the weekend.
And I'm telling you, I don't even want them to do it.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to go to Vanderbilt.
You know you're going to get sucked into that whistling guy if they win. You'll be so hyped up. You'll get to wear your and I actually have one of these too. Your Jimmy Buffett style Southern Miss baseball jersey.
Yeah,
Right.
I love them. I wear them everywhere.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Who do you think's going to win?
Man, I think Bama's going to be tough in this regional. I always like those teams that start out strong and then kind of hit that midseason low, and then all of a sudden they reaccelerate at the end of the year. Rob Vaughn kind of feels like he's got some momentum. He had success at Maryland in the postseason, and he's put first rounders in the big leagues, and I think that matters because he's able to evaluate talent. Jackson Merrill of the Padres, Matt Shaw,
for sure,
who had the Cubs walk off against the Rockies the other night. Played for him at Maryland, and I kind of feel like Justin LeBron's one of those guys. The big time players show up to the big time games.
That's right.
So if Alabama's big time guys show up, I think that they have a really good chance. And then the other thing is, I feel like Bama's got kind of in the back of their pitching staff enough arms to be able to outlast the tournament. But it's like you said, you can't lose to Miami, and that first game's always tough because Miami can beat anybody.
That's right.
Bama can beat anybody. Southern Miss can beat anybody when they put their best out on the mound. So it's so much of the tournament's going to be determined on Friday, but I kind of feel like Alabama has a pretty good shot at it. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to say, but I do believe that. But you, Coker.
I mean, you know what my answer is going to be based on just ignorance alone, but
I mean, it should be that way. I mean, that's the easy route.
I mean, I'm taking Bama, but being from Mobile, I've always pulled for South Alabama, Southern Miss.
Right.
So if there's going to be another team to win it, it'd be Southern Miss for sure, and then Columbia after that. I can't stand Miami. I'd be fine if they lost every game.
We played them in the national championship in football one time. They were real cocky until the game ended.
I'll tell you something, though, for anybody that's traveling to see the game, some interesting features of Pete Taylor Park. Down left field, the baseline, if anything lands and doesn't go over the fence, it's a fair ball. So it gets really strange down there.
Yeah.
So you're thinking this thing's going to be foul and it's fair. And the bullpen at Southern Miss is set up where it's out in the open.
Yeah.
Pitchers get hammered down there warming up. I mean, it is as ugly as it gets because they call it like the Bud Light Lounge or something, and it's just a bunch of people sitting on a hill. But I mean, they hammer those people. I mean, it's awful. I tell you, man, it's cringy.
I can't wait. Matt, thank you, brother. Thanks for coming on. Jake, good to see you again too, man.
Oh yeah,
thanks for coming on the tailgate show.
Thanks, Jake.
All right, guys. Hey, and don't forget Pearl River Resort, Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, a lot of great concerts, a bunch of stuff going on here, guys. And we'll be back here really soon. All tied.
To Pearl River Resort.